For any data scientist, the data extraction and the know-how of data sources is of the utmost importance. Ornamental data extraction is very useful for a large organization who deal with data on a large scale to generate meaningful information. If the data extraction is not proper, what is going to happen is your overall sales data is going to go down, and this has resulted from a poor decision making, which in turn has resulted from the poor data extraction or the insufficient data, which makes business decision not correct. Now, following other data sources which we are going to learn in this session. First, from the file, which is Excel, CSV, text file. Then RDBMS data, which is Oracle, MySQL, DB2 SQL Server. We are going to learn on how to do a connection with the RDBMS data to the Python. And we are also going to learn how to access data from the website like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. For a data scientist, the data is everything, and that is why the source of data is very, very important. For making a good business decision, a data scientist should be able to extract data from the various sources like Excel file, from the social network like Facebook or Twitter, from CSV file, from the in-house RDBMS database, from the PDF file, etc. So in this session, we are going to learn on how to extract data from the various sources. So first we will start with the importing the text file. So you are already aware of the cust dimension file. So I have it as a text file. So let me show you the cust dimension text. Okay, this is my cust dimension file. This is a text file. If you see, the fields are actually separated by a tab. Now there might be a file where the fields are separated by comma, or the files, there are some text files where the fields are separated by colon, etc. So in this case, our field is separated by tab. So what I'm going to do here, we have to mention the file name custdimension.txt. Separator for tab is /t tab, and encoding is ISO 8851. So once I execute it, I get this data. So now this will be stored in a data frame, and from here you know how to play with the data. Now reading data from the database. So in this example, I'm going to take the Oracle as my source data. So I have already an Oracle in my system, but usually your DBA will be able to provide you the information for the connection. So let me show you how we can find the connection. So I have Oracle connection. So from here, okay, if you are aware of the Oracle database structure, so here I have a host name, which is a local host. If your database is in the server, it will have an IP address of the server. Port is 1521, and my database name is XC. Username is system, and you should be knowing the password as well. So taking this connection credential into the Python. Okay, now for database we have this library cx_oracle, and for MySQL the library is py_mysql. So first let's start with Oracle here. So here this is my TNS name, and localhost is my IP address, 1521 is the port, service name is XE. This is just we saw now in the example. And then after assigning this DSN_TNS variable with this information, connection information, so we have to use a connection function where we will mention the username, which is system, password APSC@1234, and DSN time TNS. So once connected, we will execute one table. So let's start from employees. So let's see. Okay, so the connection is successful, and we can see the record from the select star from employees. So same query I can execute in my database. So here also I have 8 rows here. Same way for MySQL, you can make the use of PY MySQL. And the connection strings are like this: localhost, root, your password, word, etc. So now I'm reconnecting to Oracle database, and I will move all the data of select star from employee into an employee data frame. So let us see the data type of the employee underscore data here. So this is a list. So you can select the first 5 records here. Now this list you can convert to data frame so that it is easier to do a data analysis. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the function data frame, and then you have to define the column name here: fname, minute, last name, SSN, etc. So once done, you have this data as good as the RDBMS data. If you want to find the reviews of a customer for any product or application, whether it's negative or positive, then how you are going to do? The way to do is to extract data of the customer review into your programming console, and from that you have to apply some logic to find out whether the reviews are positive or negative. So that is where the art of scraping data comes to the picture. If you know how to read the HTML language, it will be very useful. Otherwise, there are some tricks that you can learn to scrap the data from website. So let me show you how to do it. Let us say I want to extract some data from the monster.com, a job portal site. So this is my website. So let me go to the website here. Now here my objective is to extract the software development jobs, its location and the title of the job, etc. So what you do here, you right click here and go on the inspect element. Now from the inspect element you can know that which part of the HTML program is calling this data. So here I have a H2 class title, then I have a company, then I have a location. So I already know I have 3 classes here: title, company and location, which I need to extract. But then before that you need to extract the data under the header class, and then header class is under the division class. This division class is under another division class, and at the end we have this division ID search result, which is having all the elements. So all the list of the job is under the division ID search result. So knowing this is enough to extract the data of the list of all the jobs. So let us go back to our programming console. So what I do here, I pass this website into a URL parameter, then request is the library, and then get URL. Before that you need to import the request library, and then you have to extract from the Beautiful Soup BS4 function. Execute this code. Now to find out the result, let me execute this soup separately. So what happens here, that you can see all the website information here, but it's very messy to read. So we have to dig down further to have the meaningful data for our extraction. So what I will do, I will use find function to find out which portion of the HTML program you want to extract. So let me extract further. So now we have extracted all the data under the ID search result. As we have seen here, this entire list of job is under the ID search result, which is division ID search result. So here we have listed down, but it is still messy to read. So let me dig down further. So what happened here is that I'm going to find out all the jobs under the class card content. So let us see the class. So this is the class card content is there. So section class card content, but it is still a lot of data is there. So let me dig down further. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to extract each element from the class title, company, location. So we have this company, location and title. If you see, my title is H2 class, my company and location is division class. So we'll make the use of this in our program. So here my title is H2 class and my company is division, location also division class. So I'm going to print it here, but it is still messy to read. So let me extract further. Now finally we have this program. So here we have extracted all the list of the jobs for the portal from the portal. Okay, now let us see how to read the data from the PDF file. Now to read the data from PDF file, you need to install PyPDF2. This is an external library that you need to install. Now to install this one, you have to go to Python console, which is a command prompt like structure. So to go there, you have to click file, then you have to go to terminal. Now another terminal, you have to simply type pip install pip2. So it will install this library PyPDF2. So here I have already installed, that is why this showing this message requirement already satisfied. Okay, now I have this file anaconda installation.pdf. So let me show you this file. So I have this anaconda installation PDF file. Now I want to read the data from this file. So let us see. So I'm going to execute this code here. Now this PDF object is going to open this file anaconda installation.pdf in the read mode. Then PDF file header will read the file. Then with this we can print the number of pages. So here we have this 5 as a number of pages. Then get page 0. So it will read the first page. So if you want to read the fourth page, so you can read the fourth page here. Click launch, etc.